All Things Motoring is owned and brought to you by CHANGECARS, South Africa's trusted online vehicle platform. Whether you're looking to buy, sell or just need advice, visit changecars.co.za.
My name is Michael Pashut. I'm the owner of the online vehicle platform changecars.co.za.
With over 30 years in the motor industry and a real passion for all things motoring, we'll be taking you behind the scenes to see how it's really done. We'll be giving you access to people that are usually behind closed doors, giving you, our viewer, insight into cars, bikes, boats, and truth be told, anything that has wheels.
And that's what this show is about. If you have an idea or a suggestion, please share it with us, even if you'd like to be on the show. info@allthingsmotoring.co.za. Time to get straight into the show.
This week on All Things Motoring, we head down to KZN to share Chinese food with our friends from Great Wall Motors. We check out the pick of the bunch at Chery and have a look at a staple on the South African diet, the bakkie.
At All Things Motoring, we love to travel. Today we're on Point Beach, Durban, in magnificent surroundings. This doesn't feel right. I feel like I need to go faster than this. This is a lot of fun, but not what I'm used to. I need a seat and I need a steering wheel. We are so close. Time to get real. I've never understood why people cycle or run. When ordering Chinese, do you order takeaways or sit in style?
The pickup, utility vehicle, or bakkie as we like to call it, has been an integral part of our country and Africa for that matter. Like the almighty Hilux Legend, Ford Ranger and Isuzu D-Max. If you've never driven or owned a bakkie, you may find it difficult to call yourself a true South African.
We're chatting with Jason Dillis, part of the new car sales team at Alpine Haval in Hillcrest. Jason, lovely chatting to you. For our viewers, kindly share with us the difference between GWM and Haval.
So GWM is the established brand. They manufacture the bakkies, and then you've got the Haval, which do the SUV sides, but they all work under the same roof.
Is it fair to say GWM is a holding company, Great Wall Motors?
Yes.
In South Africa at the moment, what is your best-selling product?
Well, at the moment, it's the P-Series, phenomenal bakkie.
Is that why we chose to sit on this one?
That's just it.
So it doubles as a restaurant table.
100%.
One of the things for our viewers as well is the quality of the GWM, and especially this P-Series. I think historically there's been a perception, fair or not fair, that the Chinese product wasn't quite in line with the Japanese and Korean product. I've walked around here. There is no shadow of doubt in my mind that this is completely on a par.
Well, that's just it. Right down to the 4x4 systems, Bulk Warner, right down to the ZF8 gearbox, all best of the best in the market right now, and they're all built into established brands at the moment. So, I mean, that just says something for this bakkie right now.
When you talk about Borg Warner and ZF, you're talking about the leading American producers of gearboxes, of drivetrains. They supply the same transmissions and drivetrain systems to the world's best brands. Your BMWs, Mercedes, they also use that. So that is why the quality of this product is exceptional.
That's just it.
In terms of waiting list at the moment for the product, I mean, we know there's a massive demand. What is stock like for you?
So at the moment, you know, as a salesman, you know, we always just want stock to come in and roll in and out. At the moment, we've got more I would say, customers they're in stock at the moment, which is a good thing.
Incredible.
And we've restructured a waiting list, that we put our customers on, and first one in gets the bakkies out.
What, 3 to 5 years or a bit less?
No, we'll be looking at a month. I mean, Haval and GWM's already got the stock rolling. They come in at a month when they ship stock. They really do, pull their socks up to try to help as much as they can with stock.
That is a lot less than some of your competitors in the industry. I'd love to walk around just now and show our viewers the quality of this product.
Sure.
Now there is a new player vying for dominance, an invasion so to speak, from the Great Wall of China. Let's see what GWM have to offer when it comes to their newest bakkies.
For those that follow design trends, it's very clear that every manufacturer seems to be placing an incredible emphasis on the front end of their vehicles. Grills seem to be getting longer, higher, wider and more prominent. When I look at the front end of this car, it's absolutely no different. It's an incredibly imposing look. When you look at it, it looks like it's got this big 5.7 litre V8 muscle car. Also, I look at the badge, it would seem that it's different to the rest of the GWM range.
Well, that's correct. It's funny that you talk about power as well, because this is the Chinese symbol of power, and for them to put it on the front really makes a statement.
They've really nailed it. It's so simple, it's so elegant, yet prominent. We were talking earlier about the quality of the brand. I was just touching the grille earlier. I mean, you make a big grille, make sure you make it quality. The quality of this is absolutely exceptional.
From the workhorse GWM Steed all the way to the luxuriously equipped GWM P-Series, there's a bakkie for every flavor, with all the spec you need at a price you can afford.
Jason, one thing I think that is clear to anyone who's looking to buy a workhorse is the incredible pricing of the brand new GWM range. You're buying a brand new bakkie for cheaper than what you'd buy a 150,000, 200,000 kilometer second-hand vehicle from some of the other brands. For our viewers, please won't you share with us what is the workhorse in the GWM range?
100%. So you get two options here. You get your petrol as well as your diesel. Now the difference between the two, when it comes down to the wheel arches, your diesel has flared wheel arches. Both are standard with aircon, radio, as well as fog lights and rear.
Pricing difference between the two?
So your petrol starts at 210, and then your diesel comes in at 241.
And of the two, if I may ask, what is a better seller?
For me, it's definitely going to go diesel.
Is it going to be diesel?
That's for sure.
And so what, is a diesel selling more in the country?
Can't keep up with diesels at the moment. They just fly out.
Incredible. So I'm not quite a workhorse guy. I'm wanting something a little bit smarter, maybe in the double cab range. What have you got in the double cab range?
Well, we have our petrol version as well as the diesel version.
I see again on both there's a slight difference on the wheel arches and the wheel.
Flared arches. The diesel always looks more powerful.
For the price of these vehicles, it is not surprising that they're selling out like hotcakes. Jason, thanks for pointing all this out to me. Wonderful range. It's been fantastic chatting to you.
You too. Thank you.
CHANGECARS. There's no safer online vehicle platform in South Africa.
Chery is a Chinese state-owned automobile manufacturer founded in 1997 and began production in 1999. Using a chassis licensed from Volkswagen Seat. Since then, Chery has gone on to become a well-known household name.
We are Chery Pinetown, part of the Alpine Motor Group, chatting with Kevin Berry, the dealer principal. Kevin, thanks for having us here today. Wonderful dealership. You opened up this dealership November 2021?
That's right, Mike, and thanks very much for taking the time to come and see us. It's a privilege for us. It's a very exciting time. Yeah, we were appointed with the Chery franchise just prior to November 21. All happened quite quickly. We were very excited to be a contender and to be awarded the franchise. So we rolled this out at the end of November 21. Amidst stock arriving and trying to get a facility up and running, which in itself was a challenge, but we've got it right now. And
walking around, it looks fully fledged, fully functional, everything's happening, beautiful. I see a full range of vehicles on the floor. I'd love to chat to one of your colleagues afterwards about what is available in the Chery range.
No, 100%. You know, Chery have embarked on a slightly staggered rollout of their products. So we received the Tiggo 4 range first, comprising of turbo and non-turbo derivatives, urban, comfort and elite models in varying specifications, but all extremely well appointed. Lovely vehicles, a huge value offer. for prospective motoring enthusiasts, and we're seeing a lovely uptake. A very exciting time for us.
The Alpine Group, in your stable, you've got two top German brands, Audi and VW. For you to have faith in the Chinese brand that's relatively new to the country, tells you a lot about how you perceive this brand?
Absolutely. You know, I think once you've touched and sampled the Tiggo range, it's undoubtedly surpasses expectation. I think the Chinese have done huge R&D in recent times. They are serious about their automotive prospects, and we're seeing a product now that can certainly stack up to any opposition.
Speak about the quality. I call it tactile quality. You look at the dashboard, the fit, the finish, the absolute quality of materials. This is an impeccable product that is far more quality than the price range that it plays in.
100%, Mike. And you know, it's easy for us to say, but we're hearing this commentary from the public, from the market. And what was very encouraging is when the vehicles first arrived, the journalists themselves, who are arguably the most critical.
Toughest.
Yes, indeed.
I'm not a motoring journalist. Not yet.
No, for sure. But that for us was a very strong message. When the car was so well received, or the brand was so well received by the journalists and the critiques, we knew we were onto something that was
And the
going to work
sales
for us.
figures are clearly backing this up. I mean, the sales numbers are superb.
Absolutely. We didn't expect an uptake that we saw, both at dealership and national level. So the Chery numbers are impressive, and we certainly expect to see that grow through 2022, with supply being considered. And we think that this brand will go from strength to strength.
Kevin, we wish you the very best. It's been a pleasure being here, and I look forward to chatting to your team.
Thanks, Mike. Much appreciated.
Thank you.
From its humble beginnings, Chery has been China's largest passenger car exporter since 2003, and in 2011 exported around 25% of its total production. In 2012, Jaguar Land Rover formed a 50-50 joint venture with Chery for the production of Jaguar and Land Rover cars in China. You can definitely see the results of this luxury brand partnership in the quality and attention to detail in the new Tiggo Pro 4.
I'm sitting here in absolute comfort in the Tiggo 8 Pro Executive, chatting with Sitle from Chery Pinetown. I am in awe at this vehicle. Tell us more about it.
Now, as you should be, Michael, this is the flagship of the Chery range, and we're so excited as Chery Pinetown to have such a vehicle in our stable. This rivals all of the top SUVs, and it has really great features.
And for our viewers, I just need to mention that this vehicle's coming in at just under 550,000 Rand. Immeasurably cheaper than those top SUVs that you're talking about.
That's correct, and it's coming in at that price with absolutely everything that you might be able to think of, from a full glass top sunroof to wireless charging. You're getting a 12-inch digital dash. Anything that might be an extra elsewhere, you're getting in the price here at Chery.
Feature rich, no question. But for me, when I look at a car, the first thing that strikes me is quality. For our viewers, I look at this dashboard. It is absolutely impeccable quality. This seat's impeccable finish. This is top notch.
So when you touch and feel the car, you do realize that you are actually in a premium SUV. You are rivaling anything that is over R1 million here. I'd like to bring a challenge to anybody at Merc and say, bring your Mercedes and I'll bring this vehicle and let's have a challenge.
Sitle, you mentioned and we spoke about this car is feature rich. To me, it looks like there's almost nothing extra that you can add to it. I want to buy this car. I'm a viewer. Where do I go?
Well, we do have the Pinetown Chery website that you can go to, but also the Chery SA website also has the features as well as the closest dealer to you.
Sitle, sitting in this car, we've discussed, it is feature rich, the quality. Is there any extras I can add to the vehicle if I want to customize it? I'm a short guy. I need a side step. I want to pull a caravan. Tell me about that.
So as you can see, Michael, the vehicle itself is aesthetically pleasing as is, but you can add tow bars, you can add side steps for the shorter guys. I would suggest coming into a dealership, asking for Sihle, and then thereafter, I could gladly assist you to find the right car at the right color and with the right accessories that you require.
Sihle, it's very clear that you're very passionate about what you do. It's also very clear that you're highly knowledgeable. Thank you for having us here. It's been a privilege and a pleasure to speak to you.
Thanks. Please visit Pinetown Chery again.
Consider it done.
Thank you.
The Tiggo 8 Pro is next-level luxurious comfort with sleek styling and technology other brands wish they had. Let's look at the more compact Chery Tiggo 4 that packs a punch way above its weight class.
We're chatting about the Chery 4 Pro. With me at Chery Pinetown is Kimona. But Kimona, that's not your real name, is it?
Well, Mike, thank you for having me. Well, I go under a stage name, which is Chery, from Chery.
How apt.
But I'm Kimona to you now.
Thank you. Tell us a little bit about this absolutely wonderful product. We've been walking around the showroom. There's nothing about the Chery range, not the 4, not the 8, that doesn't impress, but let's focus on the 4. There's 5 models in the range. Please tell our viewers about the models.
Yes, Mike. So I'd like to tell the viewers that no matter who you are, there is a model applicable to you.
Absolutely
so
stunning.
There are basically 5 derivatives in the Tiggo 4 Pro. It comes with the entry level, which is the urban manual, then the comfort CVT. Those models are very applicable to the older folks, the pensioners, etc., who are not really worried about the outlooks.
They're not trying to show off.
They're not worried about sassiness, etc. But then you get the next 3 specs, which is the Elite 1.5 manual, the Elite CVT, and the SC, which has all the bells and whistles, and it has the black rims, etc., leather interior, sunroof, and you really want to make an impression and say that I have arrived with the young professionals, the Tiggo 4 is the vehicle for you. So basically, we have vehicles for every age group, every criteria, and every personality out there.
Stunning. You have a beautiful smile, you have a beautiful car, and that will explain the smile. Thank you to all of you for having us here today.
Thank you so much,
it's been
Mike.
a pleasure.
Thank you for having me, and anyone who needs a Tiggo 4 Pro, holla at Kim.
Change Cars. There's no safer online vehicle platform in South Africa.
Chery has evolved beyond our wildest imagination, redefining our opinion of Chinese cars. Cars are one thing, support and people are quite another. Chery have covered these bases with knowledgeable and supportive staff.
The passion and the knowledge shine through. It is very clear why this exceptional brand is going to succeed.
You've seen us filming in KZN in Durban. Today, we're filming in the world-famous coastal town of Bryanston, Johannesburg. I'm sitting chatting with Deborah. We had the privilege of buying Deborah's beautiful one-owner 2011 Hyundai i20 with only 73,000 Ks. Deborah, thanks for the chat. When you looked at upgrading, what were your criteria, if I may ask?
Well, I'd been driving the i20 for a couple of years, and as much as it's a great, reliable car, I was just looking for more of a premium brand, just something, a bit of an upgrade, a bit of a nicer look, that I still felt safe and that was reliable, but that was of German quality and just a little bit more than the i20.
So it's interesting that you say premium. Japanese, Chinese, Korean is considered very reliable, very good,
yes.
But it's amazing that everybody puts that premium on German.
Yeah, you just can't beat a German brand, in my opinion.
What did you end up buying?
I bought an Audi A3 sedan. Absolutely love it. I travel quite far for work every day, so changed to an automatic from a manual, so driving in traffic is a lot easier.
Of course. I've said this repeatedly on so many shows. I detest manual. What is the point of a manual in 2022?
No, not, especially in living in Joburg, that you have to drive, or automatic is much better.
For
I
sure.
am definitely converted going to an automatic.
So Deborah, your new Audi, how long would you envisage keeping it for? Before you sell it to us, of course.
I'd probably say I'd like to keep it for maybe 3 to 4 years, and then while the mileage is still low, while it's still in great quality, then sell it off.
So again, your thought process is simply low mileage, not going to give me trouble. May I ask the current mileage?
current mileage is just under 50,000.
That is very, very low.
Yes, and it's a 2016 model, so still got lots of oomph in it.
Deborah, as a young lady, you clearly were looking for a German premium. What else was important to you in terms of spec, in terms of color? How long did it take you, if I may ask, to find the car?
It didn't take me too long. I probably looked at it for about 2 months before I started on it. But for me, one of the most important things is a good radio and a good Bluetooth to connect to my music from my phone and all of that. So that's something that's quite important to me, and obviously getting phone calls via Bluetooth. So that was one of it.
So that's interesting, because as the owner of Change Cars, every single day we get people calling in, WhatsApping us, asking us questions, and without a shadow of doubt, tech is the key component.
Well, I mean, it's very much prominent nowadays,
so
especially of my
if I
generation.
said to you, what's the horsepower of your engine or kilowatts?
I wouldn't know.
You'd never clue. But you do know that it's got Bluetooth and tech. Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome.
Another feature that I also really like is the sunroof. I actually enjoy that a lot and I use it quite often, so I really like the fact that it had a sunroof. The color wasn't too important to me. As long as it wasn't like some mustard yellow or something, then I wasn't too fazed by that.
So now, interesting, you talk about the sunroof. I have never owned a car without a sunroof.
Oh, really?
But the caveat of that is I never use a sunroof. During the day, you cannot use a sunroof.
Yeah.
But 5:30, 6 o'clock at night, you can use it. When do you use your sunroof? Or do you just like the brightness
You know what,
of the
I
car?
think I use it. I don't really use it going to and from work, but on the weekend, I like to open it and feel relaxed. And yeah, obviously if it's very hot, but on the weekend, I like to put it down and makes me feel more relaxed.
But if ever you talk about a happy camper, here we have clearly a very happy camper with their car.
Yes, very much so.
So Deborah, while I'm interrogating you, this particular vehicle, was your expectations met?
100%. It's so smooth on the road. I feel very comfortable and safe in it. Yeah, I'm very, very happy with my
There's
choice.
a very specific reason I ask you that. I'm always wondering, how loyal are people to the brand?
Yes.
If your next car, would you stick with a sedan or would you go for something different?
My next car, I'd probably go for more of a 4x4. The sedan is great, but maybe I would want to travel more and visit other places, so a 4x4 might fit my lifestyle a bit better.
Would you stick with the Audi brand?
I would not stick with it, but if another brand posed a better opportunity, then I wouldn't not go to another brand.
So it's interesting, if I say I've been in the motor trade 31 years, in the 80s, in the 90s, you would not have a person who bought a Toyota ever consider anything but a Toyota, or a Mercedes, anything but a Mercedes. Today, who cares, just give me the best deal.
I remember growing up, my parents always got all the different models of each of the brands, you know, but nowadays it's not like that.
That's why, for example, Golf has been so successful. You have a Golf 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all the way up to 100 in the year 2200.
Yes.
Deborah, you're a young lady, and I do not say that in any way condescendingly. When you were looking for a replacement car, if I may ask you, what would have been your concerns? I'm talking about in terms of who you buy it from, where you bought it. What were your concerns?
Well, yeah, I mean, as a young lady, I'm not that knowledgeable about vehicles. So I suppose the biggest worry was if they're going to take advantage of me because of my lack of knowledge.
Of course.
But luckily, I found your site, Change Cars, and I found the site very easy to use, so great. And I love the fact that it was only manufacturer-approved dealerships on your site, so that just to me shows that all of the dealers are trustworthy and that they aren't going to take advantage of me.
So it's interesting that you picked up on that, because that is exactly what we market ourselves as, the platform buyers trust. Your chance of being scammed by a manufacturer-approved dealer is exactly zero.
Yeah, because I mean there is recourse. You can't buy something from a Toyota dealership and then it's a scam that's going to ruin their business, you know. So I like that fact as well.
Deborah, it's been an absolute pleasure having you here.
Thank you for having me.
It's been fun speaking to you, and I must compliment you. You're very good at this.
Thanks. Can I give it a try?
You want to be the host?
Yeah.
Perfect. Fire away.
So, Mark, I hear that you drive a Jeep.
Correct.
Automatic or manual?
Automatic.
Petrol? Diesel?
Petrol.
Oh, the petrol stations must love you.
They do indeed, and they love me regularly, daily.
I can just imagine. Well, Mark, thank you for joining me on All Things Motoring this week.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
We'll see you next week.
I'll drink to that.
Cheers.
You will indeed see me next week.
Let's do one more. Okay, and one more. And one more. Do it again. Okay, let's turn around and do that again. Okay, gooi my lief. Let's go. Woo!
stopping same place.
Same place. Nailed it. Nice. That's the one.
Thank you
Well
very
done.
much. Really appreciate everything. Today we're at Alpine Laval in Hillcrest chatting to Jason Dellis about his childhood. How long you've been in South Africa? Jason is of Maori descent, hence the tattoos. Just trying to get it. I'm really expecting it.
Next week on All Things Motoring, we go all-wheel drive and tackle some obstacles in a Jeep. Check to see if a Toyota FJ Cruiser is as capable as they say. And there is no way back when we meet Terence, who has an amazing story about his journey in his Jolon Imp.
All Things Motoring is owned and brought to you by CHANGECARS, the platform buyers trust with good reason. CHANGECARS works exclusively with the best manufacturer-approved dealerships. There's no safer online vehicle platform in South Africa.